Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Dibbler. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. As always, I appreciate it. And I say that very often because I mean it. So don't forget, you can join us at KPTV.com, on the Fox 12 Oregon app, on YouTube, lots of places to find the show live, and of course watch the segments afterward. And we cover a wide range of things on here. But today we are talking about a Guinness World Record attempt that is ongoing, and part of that record attempt is going to be happening this weekend, and that is at a Pickles game, because there's somebody who's trying to throw out the most first pitches in a year, and the Pickles game is going to be part of that attempt. We are joined now by Eitan Levine, who is here to talk about that, the person who's going to be throwing out this pitch here at the game. And, I saw this story and found out about what you're doing. It's so interesting. But first off, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to come to Portland. I'm a comic. I was in Portland like a half year ago, so I'm really pumped to come back out.
Nice. So you performed here, and so you've been to Portland before. Did you go to a Pickles game before?
I've actually never been to a Pickles game before, but I've thrown out a pitch at the Lake County Captains, which is owned by the same ownership. Actually, I will say this. Last time I was in Portland, I had booked, and this is actually a very funny story I didn't think about, but in Portland, the Portland Sea Dogs are the Boston Red Sox affiliate. And I had booked shows in Portland, not knowing that the Portland Sea Dogs were Portland, Maine. So I had to fly overnight from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon in the beginning of this project. So that is my connection to Portland. But yeah, like you said before, on this, I'm breaking the Guinness record for most ceremonial first pitches thrown over the course of the year. 50 pitches to raise money for Make-A-Wish. I had cancer. I got a Make-A-Wish. I'm really excited to be giving back to them. Portland Pickles will be pitch number 30 on this journey. I'm actually about tomorrow, I head on a 20-day trip going to Vancouver, Portland, Seattle, doing the Oakland A's, the San Francisco Giants, the San Jose Giants, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, the Stockton Ports, the Modesto Nuts. So we got a big little stretch coming up.
That's a lot right there, and just 20 days of doing that. So I want to go back to what you mentioned there as far as starting this and what it was, what was the inspiration for wanting to throw out the first pitch at 50 games, and then also the tie-in with Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Yeah, I've been doing this purely to just avoid having to go to grad school. That is what I've explained this as to people. But listen, it's been a really chaotic past couple of months. In America, I have family that's over in Israel. Everything that's been happening there, I was glued to the news like everyone else has been. Everything politically over here, everyone here is kind of PO'd at each other. That doesn't happen at baseball games. These baseball stadiums are kind of like little peaceful embassies of Americana. I have a little bit of a following doing TikTok content, Jewish TikTok content. And some of these baseball stadiums, they have Jewish heritage games. So I've gotten to throw out some first pitches, going to do these Jewish heritage games. One night in the middle of a doom scroll, I came across the record unclaimed at 40. And it seemed like something a journey to do, but something that I could potentially do, and also kind of like spend the couple of months leading up to the election and all the chaos, just going to do my favorite thing, which is to watch baseball games and eat as many hot dogs as the human body can take.
Could possibly consider. Well, I mean, you're get plenty of opportunity if you're already in the middle of this for eating some hot dogs.
It's 50 first pitches is 103 hot dogs. I think is going to be the count at the end.
Over two, slightly over two per stadium. Well, coming up with the idea for that, and then doing this and initiating it, how did you map out where it is that you're going to go? Because you're throwing these first pitches out. Obviously we've got the Pickles here with their league. I know you've been involved with some major league stuff. So how did you figure out how to coordinate this for all of these different pitches?
Yeah, so as of now, we have 49 teams that have signed on to have me throw out a first pitch. 12 of those are major league teams. And what I've noticed, it was a lot of cold calling. It was a lot of just trying to figure out who handles these things at every single team level. I also have a background in, touring and doing comedy and stuff like that. So I know that if I place myself in one city, as long as there's other games happening around that time, that I'm able to do like a nice little like leg or a stretch of games. I just got back from doing a run that was in Milwaukee and then St. Paul. So in Milwaukee, I was able to do the Brewers, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the Madison Mallards. I then drove 5 hours to the Quad City River Bandits in Davenport, Iowa. I then drove 6 hours overnight through a lightning storm to get to St. Paul to throw out a pitch to the St. Paul Saints. And then if I do St. Paul Saints, I also did the Minnesota Twins that were like right there. What's great about America is that this baseball stadium is friggin' everywhere, is what I've, been finding out. If I put myself in one city, I'm able to do a bunch in that area. I had a Chicago run where I did Windy City Thunderbolts, Joliet Slammers, the South Bend Cubs, and the Chicago Dogs in the span of about a week. This upcoming journey is a Pacific Northwest thing where I'm doing like I said, the Seattle. We're starting Portland Pickles, Vancouver Canadians on August 1st. Then we're doing the Modesto Nuts, the Seattle Mariners, the Oakland A's, the Stockton Ports, the San Francisco Giants, the San Jose Giants, and I fly all the way back to do the Fort Wayne Tin Caps with their Make-A-Wish night, and then I go home to take a little bit of a nap.
Yeah. One thing I have to ask here, just about going to all of those different ones and just the team names that you're saying. Are you getting gear at each places that you go? Like, are you getting some hats? Yeah.
Right now, I am in my River Bandit era. Okay, this is Quad City River Bandit stuff. Everywhere I go, I leave with a jersey, a hat. Actually, 1 second.
Yeah, because I was going to say one of my favorite things about all the names for minor league teams is the gear, the random hats, the random, Madison Mallards or whatever.
This is my Jersey Shore Blue Claws overalls, which they have literally. It's an overall set that they had. The Madison Mallards, if you go on I can send you over the pictures and stuff. But the baseball jersey I got there was in the form of the motivational speaker from SNL. So their jerseys look like motivational speaker jerseys, which is so funny. Actually, I can show you.
I love it. Like Chris Farley, motivational speaker?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like that. You're living in a van down by the river. But, so they all have like awesome merch. I will say that it has been a very good excuse to spend a little bit too much money on jerseys and hats.
I bet, but I mean, when else are you going to get that kind of a collection going to all of these places, like this for something like that? Something else that you mentioned, about.
I'll show you. Wait, sorry. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, please.
The other collection. These are all the baseballs thus far.
So you get to keep the baseball.
Yeah, so I do keep a baseball, and then I can actually. This is probably the first time we're talking about it like live somewhere. But Rawlings is the official baseball of the First Pitches Project, and they just sent over a bunch of branded baseballs. So I'll be throwing out a couple of these at the stadiums over the next couple of weeks. My goal through this project, there's a lot of goals for this project. One of my goals is to get a baseball into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes, 100%. That's got to be. You got it. Well, I mean, now that you have a branded Raleigh ball, I mean, that seems like that just ups the ante tremendously. Now, for your pitches, were you a good pitcher? Did you play baseball before, or is that part of, something that you've had to get better at as you go through? Because to me, I think it would be a little bit intimidating if you had a bad throw.
Yeah, I am not a good baseball player. I never played Little League. To be honest, I'm Jewish, and it was on Shabbos. That was a Saturday morning, the Little League, so I wasn't able to play it. The most that I played it is slow pitch arc softball that I got into in camp, and then after that, I still play in like occasional softball leagues. I don't have a good arm. I would actually say that my arm is comically bad. And I know this because there's MPH meters at every single stadium that they have the kids throughout, in the side by like the fun zones. And I don't do well at those. So my goal has just to get it over the plate every single time. And let me tell you right now, you're looking at someone that is pitching 1,000 in just getting it over the plate. Now, are they accurate? Absolutely not. I will say that I've had a couple go very far right, very far left. I think that people don't understand when they go up to when they think of the concept of throwing one first pitch, it's not that far. It's like far, but it's not that far. Getting it accurate and getting it like whatever is pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's way harder than it looks for, especially if as you mentioned, if you're not necessarily a skilled baseball player, then adding that in there. Well,
ask Dr. Fauci, ask 50 Cent, ask Megan Thee Stallion. I think they can all attest to how it's not exactly the easiest thing to do.
I forgot about the 50 Cent one. That one is pretty amazing.
My take on Dr. Fauci, by the way, is that I liked that he threw it bad, because if he threw it good, I would have been like, get back in the lab booth, okay, buddy? I don't need an athletic, physically fit, baseball-ready doctor making the vaccine. I want some nerd from Brooklyn who has no athletic abilities whatsoever, and that was Dr. Fauci.
That's who you want. That's who you want. Yeah, no athletic skills. Well, for one other thing that you mentioned there, just about going to the baseball games that I thought was interesting is, there's a lot of polarization. People, obviously, we don't even need to go into that. Everybody knows that. But you said at a baseball game, it doesn't feel like that because it's just a unifying factor. Why is it that you think that is?
I think the only thing that people universally hate are the Yankees. To be completely honest, you know what it is? I think people recognize that sports is one of the few times where everyone can kind of just like exhale. Like, you don't have to bring politics into these games, and most of the time, over 99.999% of the time, politics don't enter this sphere. And I think that America has done a very good job at keeping it that way, especially minor league baseball. I'm meeting people that their entire jobs are just to make sure that it's fun, relatable, inviting times. And these stadiums kind of do work as little bubbles where, like, if you're going in to Dunkin' Park in Hartford, you're not walking in there as a Democrat. You're not walking in there as a Republican. You're not walking in there as an RFK guy. You're not walking in there as a Jill Stein dude. You're walking in there as a Yard Goat fan. And I think that is something that America continues to embrace.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and as you mentioned, there's ballparks everywhere. So the one here is the Portland Pickles Stadium. So that's where
neighbors. That's another thing. It's neighbors. It's like politically, you may be on the wrong, politically, you may be on a different side of an aisle as someone that your house is next to, but you're sitting next to them at a baseball game and you're face to face with them, and you guys are both rooting for the Danville Dairy Daddies. Like it forms kinship. And this is the last thing I'll say on this, is that it's a lot of the tension in Congress. People say that it's because Congress, they don't live in D.C. They live at home. And back in the day, everyone lived in D.C. So even if they politically didn't agree with each other, their kids were on the same baseball teams. The PTA, they were all on the PTA, and it was a lot less divisive. And I think that now people are very much behind a computer in their own homes and stuff like that. Live events, live sporting events, it makes you go there. It makes you talk to someone that you don't maybe agree with. And I think that is, what makes sports and specifically minor league and Major League Baseball so important.
Yeah, interact with somebody next to you, go get hot dogs, you wait in the line, both complain about the length of the line, all of that stuff. But that's all part of that unifying
Worst
factor.
hot dog, Minnesota Twins. There you go. That's how.
Is that where it was? That was the best one?
Worst hot dog. No.
Worst hot dog.
Worst hot dog, Minnesota Twins. No grill. Who doesn't have a grill?
Oh,
boiled and in a wrapper.
No, the boiled. No, I can't do the boiled. No. Where was the best hot dog that you had?
Ooh, best hot dog. Okay, I can give you actually my favorite foods. My favorite foods that I've had for this have been at the Las Vegas Aviators. It was 100 degrees at first pitch, and they had a make-your-own frozen banana stand. And I don't think anything's hit as much as just dipping a frozen banana into chocolate in 100-degree Las Vegas weather. There was also the Blagojevich Slammer. So Bill Murray happens to own and have his hand in a couple of different baseball teams. One of them is the Joliet Slammers. And when he went there to bring up the fun value, he named the hamburger after disgraced Senator Rod Blagojevich. So I thought that was a pretty good, and it was a pretty good sandwich. Those are the two. I had a 2-foot-long hot dog at the Yard Goats. That was also pretty good.
That's amazing. There's always money in the banana stand. Well, this you're going to be throwing out the pitch at the Pickles game, and people can go check you out and see you in person. Do you go talk to people afterward after you throw the pitch?
Oh, I'm watching the game. I'm either watching the game or I am manning the Make-A-Wish booth. So, we didn't touch on this yet, but I had cancer when I was a kid. I got a Make-A-Wish. I've, had been lucky enough to, work on some charity stuff with them in the past. And when it came time to trying to figure out a charity to attach this project to, Make-A-Wish made so much sense for a lot of the same reasons that we were talking about. But it's apolitical. Everyone agrees that, like, helping cancer kids is such a unifying, relatable thing to do. A lot of people think that everything that Make-A-Wish does, they get donated, or that these wishes, they just kind of like magically appear. They cost about $10,000 a wish, and we're trying to raise money to get a couple of wishes made. You can go to 50firstpitches.com to donate to Make-A-Wish through there.
There we go. And what was your wish?
I made it up. No, I'm joking. Can you imagine? No, my wish was to do stand up. What a crazy reveal! Huge scoop on your guys. No, I had cancer. Anyway, so there's no way to casually just reassure someone. But when I had it when I was 10. I ended up getting my Make-A-Wish when I was 15. It was to do stand up at Caroline's on Broadway in New York, and it was a super fun night. They limousined me and my friends into the city. Caroline's used to be in Times Square. I got to open up for Daryl Hammond from SNL, and it was just like such an awesome night. It's like one of those nights that really stick with you. It's a thing that as a wish recipient, I've always kind of viewed Make-A-Wish as like not just giving a kid this amazing chance to like meet John Cena or to go to Disney or to get like a fun trip to Miami or something like that. It really is an opportunity for a kid who's going through constant treatment or, constant cancer stuff to like remove themselves from that experience for a little bit. When the minutes, the hour that you're meeting John Cena or you're online at Disney, you're not in cancer hell and no one's poking and prodding you. It gets you out of your mind and the prison that is going through cancer treatment. So I definitely am super excited to try to raise a little money for them.
Well, that's a very amazing cause then to be helping that out and to try to make some wishes for people, and also get to tour around, check out all these baseball stadiums, and talk to all these people. And you'll be here for the Pickles game. Eitan, thank you very much for joining us just to talk about this. This is a really, really cool project that you have going. So you mentioned the website. Can we get that one more time just for everybody?
50firstpitches.com, and then you can follow my journey with the social media stuff like that at Eitan the Goalie, EITAN THEGOALIE. And when I'm in Portland, by the way, I will be performing at Comedy on the Two. It's an outdoor show that I'm going to be performing at that I think has taken off and has been kind of big. So definitely, I'll be posting some dates and stuff like that on my Instagram.
Nice. People can go check out your comedy and go see you throughout that pitch. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on Fox 12 Now. Just to talk about this for a little bit. Really, really cool story. Really interesting and inspiring what you're doing. And congratulations. You're over halfway there. So I think you're going to get it.
Thank you so much. Listen, maybe it's 100. Who knows? If some billionaire wants to come on and sponsor me, if Dame Lillard, I know that you guys no longer have him anymore, but if he wants to do a little good, maybe get a little bit back into the Portland people's positive thoughts, have him sponsor me.
There we go. And well, Phil Knight's around too. One of those two. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And for everybody watching too, this is Fox 12 Now, so thanks for joining us here for this. We live stream here throughout the afternoon, covering a wide range of topics. So thanks for being a part of the show. And I will say, don't forget to go to kptv.com, download the Fox 12 Oregon app, and you can follow along right there. And that's a great way to see everything that we're doing. In case you didn't know, we're live. So we are live here from the room. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg W. This is Fox 12.